In this video, I want to break down the 7-minute recall timer. When Riot changed grub spawn to 8 minutes, it has created something interesting to play around in laning phase. As you can see, now we are 6 minutes into the game, and there's a cannon wave arriving in every lane. This means at 7 minutes, there will be a normal wave, making it an extremely valuable timer to recall on. By pushing that specific wave, I make sure that I'm basing on a cannon wave right before the objective spawns. Enemy has to then either match my base late, or push the cannon wave and be late to the objective, and I lose almost nothing because of the cannon tanking the tower. I'll now be showing you examples from pro play and from a coaching session that I've done. Take a look at Shanks here on LeBlanc. You can see he is in a situation here where he gets mid push. Now in your game, this might be because you won a trade, or enemy is in base already right now, or whatever the reason is. Shanks now has push. Him basing now on this wave is great, and it will give him a massive lead, because now Taliyah needs to catch the wave. Taliyah, however, does not want to recall now because the wave is already here. If Taliyah now recalls, she would be losing CS, but since she has to push the cannon wave, takes her a long time. Shanks is already back in lane. He is here, just like in my game, 20 seconds before grubs. This is the logic behind the recall on this timer, compared to, let's say, if you're in a situation where you have to base at 6:30. If he pushes this normal wave and recalls, then it's so easy for Taliyah to do the same. Now, the cannon wave on the 7:30 timer, making sure you're there for that is so important for the grubs. Because now LeBlanc is here, and he can just run around the map. But in your solo queue game, if you make sure you recall at the 7-minute wave rather than the 6:30 wave, you will realize you'll have better CS because you're basing on the cannon wave. You will have as much gold as possible before the grubs. You will make sure that you're first on grubs. Whereas if you maybe base a wave earlier or a wave later, you will have less CS and you will have less items if you base a wave earlier. So remembering this timer is a good way to try to think about having first setup on grubs and making sure you get a nice base. It's very likely he wouldn't have chapter here if he based one wave earlier. So it's good to memorize every game now, if I push the 7-minute wave, that the next one is cannon. Now I'll show you an example from my coaching session. And now after this, next wave will be cannon. And that's going to be the final cannon before the grubs. So it's like perfect timer to look to base every game here. Now, this base is really important. Are you treating this like it's a really important base? Because when I base like this, I'm only basing like this when it's not that important. And I just want to base quickly. And I don't really care if I get cancelled or not. You know? That's when I base like this. But to me, this base is game winning. The way I see the game play out right now is Wukong wants to take his camps, probably will get 6 after it. If I now come back on the map full health with boots, I can either contest the grubs or I can give them and make a play elsewhere. Regardless, I'm gonna want to have my boots here, you know? If I now get cancelled, this fight will be really hard to play because my conditions are pretty bad and I won't have boots, so it's pretty hard to actually play the game.
Yeah.
So like obviously, yeah, you didn't get cancelled, but it's not important to arrive to base fast here. What's important is to actually get this base, because this base is really good. You need this base. We cannot take this wave and then base, because you'll push the cannon so slow that, you know, you will actually lose some CS on the next wave. And 2, by, you know, taking this and then basing, you will be so late on the map. Like look, the grub timer. That's why every single game you have to either base on this wave, but ideally it is after this wave every game, this 7-minute wave, because now by taking this you will have the most gold possible, like you'll squeeze in the most gold before the grubs, right? And you'll make sure you base right on the cannon.
Yeah,
it's like an every game thing to think about. And of course, some games you are fucking monster fed and maybe you already have done your base and you have 200 gold here, but normally you don't have. So normally this is always your recall.